Okay, thanks. So I'm going to only present a few slides because I think we're running out of time, and I certainly want to make sure we have enough time for the presentations after the short break. Let's just go to the next slide. So Ritika certainly already, made the case for the use of wearables. So one sort of wearables we're using are indeed activity trackers. So like Gene Active, which is a research grade activity tracker. ActivePal is one that people are probably familiar with. And then there's the Fitbit that Ritika talked about. So these data we collect and they're available, some in the summer, as Ritika said. And to add to what she said, we plan on doubling the number of Fitbits that we hand out. So going from 1,000 to 2,000. And moreover, we'll start including people who have a Fitbit and who are not included in the study. So we're also going to look at the bring your own part of the survey. So the total sample size will grow quite a bit. So another type of wearable that we're using are air quality monitors. Now I'll show you pictures in a second. And we started doing this, we're gradually growing it, and that's really, here we are. So this is what it looked like. It's called an Atmo tube. Actually, I'm wearing one. And it measures air quality, it measures PM1, 2.5 and 10, and a few other things. And one of the great things about it is its battery life is really good. It easily lasts for a couple of weeks, so people don't have to recharge it very much. On the other hand, you do need an app to deal with it. Currently, we have a few hundred in the field. We're going to about 500 or 600 over the next few months. And then, possibly after that, we'll expand it further. Next. So this is just, these are screenshots. I took them a while ago for a different conference. So on the left, you see the dashboard, you see your phone. So your phone will tell you at any time what the air quality is, and actually you see that PM2 and 2. And you see the numbers for this, I guess I can't quite read it, but maybe for PM2.5. So you have the different indicators. And then there is the VOC, the volatile organic compound, and there are more measures if you can go through a menu. And on the right-hand side, you see time pattern. So this just gives you the air quality over time, and you can see that sort of around 8 a.m. or sort of time, the air quality wasn't so great. And if I recall correctly, this was at a conference in Utrecht in the Netherlands, and I was standing outside a hotel drinking a coffee, so probably the traffic wasn't all that healthy. So that's it actually turns out to be, my impression is it's very sensitive. So if I'm in a place like in traffic, immediately the air quality drops. And I was in New Delhi in early October, and I kept getting messages, air quality is terrible, get out of here, get out of here. Really alarmist, and rightly so, because you couldn't really see anything there, so it was terrible. Next. So these are the ones that we use so far. And of course, the point here is to look at individualized air quality. One of the things we find is that air quality at home is the worst of all. It's on average, it's worse than air quality at work. It also seems to be a little worse than air quality while you're in a vehicle. So these are things that were sort of half known as, and then of course you have the socioeconomic gradients. But I think these things are important to know. And of course we can then relate it to everything else you know about our people. And then another type of non-interview data, sort of non-interview data, are end-of-day recordings. So as part of the burst designs that have been talked about this morning, we asked people at the end of the day to record a little narrative, about 3 or 4 minutes every day. Would talk about the day and who they had met and how they felt about it. And so there are programs that then analyze the words they use, and you can analyze the words and the number of positive words, negative words, like positive feelings, negative feelings, analytic components, and all that. So you can look at it. And currently, we have to clean the data in the sense that people have a tendency to reveal personal information. They talk about someone they know, they mention a name. So we had to screen the data for that. We've now done that, and currently ISI, which is an institute at USC, they're now analyzing it by actually using the sound files, because as you probably know, from the sound of people's voices, you can infer, for example, mental health, and depression is one of the things that can be detected. And again, this, we're doing this, we'll probably expand it, we'll do more of that. And all these data are available, or will be available in one form or another. So on the one hand, we encourage everyone to use it. On the other hand, if anyone has ideas about new things they want to do, come to us, and it's even better if you have money, because then it's a little, like Ritika, for example, had money. Right? She came with money, and we started doing the project. Tanya makes your face, not enough money. Because so that's one of what I said this morning. It's also, the more people participate, also the more sources we can use, the more fun it gets. And I should emphasize that maybe it wasn't entirely clear. In general, even if people come with money, we really require them to make the data available. So, sometimes we allow for an embargo for a little bit, but the whole point is it's a research community where we all try to benefit from each other. That's why, and because all the data are available, if you then you add a little bit of your own information, you have access to all this other stuff. So that's really the model is really that we try to share data as much as possible, even if you bring your own resources. So I'm not going to talk about this for the sake of time. This was just a little exercise of what you can do if you have these data. So I think I'll stop here, because then we have a little time for the break now, I think. And then we go on to the substantive presentation after the break.